One of the biggest challenges faced by organizations today is that of maintaining secure, seamless access to the applications and content users need to be productive. MobileIron Cloud can make this much easier. MobileIron Cloud Admin Console is not only intuitive and easy to use, but it's quite powerful as well. Once having signed into your MobileIron Cloud Admin Console, you will be taken to your dashboard, which provides real-time visibility into the information of most interest to you. Also accessible here are any reports that you'd like to create and keep at your fingertips. Now let's go to the Users tab. It's here that you can quickly add users locally, dynamically, and in bulk, as well as assign roles. Let's add a single user, Tony Stark, and assign him to a new user group we'll call Marketing. Now we can send him an email invitation asking him to enroll his device. User Settings is where you go to create policies related to the registration of new devices. You can easily edit default settings to meet your needs or create entirely new ones. In either case, you can assign to all users or to specific groups. Using the Devices tab, you gain deep visibility into all the devices currently enrolled in your MobileIron Cloud. For example, the applied policies, configured app, device location, and more. You can also perform critical functionalities such as force check-in, lock, unlock, email, and push notifications, and if necessary, you can wipe or retire a device. So let's take a look at Bob Brown. We can see the type of mobile device he is using, when it was last checked in, the OS version installed on the device, and other important details. By clicking on device groups, you can create and distribute configurations and policies, whether to all devices or a subset of devices. For example, Android only or iOS only, user-owned devices or company-owned devices, etc. Here you can also take actions on a particular device. Now let's take a look at the Apps tab. This is where you go to add applications that your users require. So for instance, if your marketing organization has a new hire, you might need to make a CRM application available for download to their device. A quick search and we find the CRM application we're looking for, Salesforce One. We can learn a bit more about the application via a brief description and screenshots. Once satisfied with our selection, we can specify who will have access for download onto their mobile device. We can make it available to everyone, stage it for future deployment, or specify particular individuals or groups. In this case, we'll prompt members of the marketing team to install the Salesforce One application on their devices. So when a non-supervised device is enrolled, the user will see a prompt asking if they want to install the app. Now, if the apps are supervised, they will install silently in the background. Now let's take a look at the Policies tab. This is a configuration center for the admin. It's here that both basic and advanced configurations are selected and distributed to specific sets of device groups. For instance, policies related to privacy, passcodes, email, compliance, OS-specific restrictions, jailbroken devices, camera restrictions, kiosk mode, and more. Let's click on Add. What you see now is a configuration dashboard. Notice that all of the configuration selections are clearly marked to indicate whether the policies pertain to Windows, iOS, Android, or a combination of devices. You can filter the configurations based on the operating system in which you are interested. One other subtab I want to point out here is the Policy and Compliance subtab. When I click Add, I can choose policy type, and as you can see, there are several to choose from. For instance, compromised devices enable me to take necessary actions against compromised devices such as those that are jailbroken. I can also take action in cases where users have disabled encryption or perhaps do not require a password. You can also allow or disallow a specific set or groups of applications here. Now jumping to the Admin tab for a moment, I want to point out a few options you will find on the left margin. Device partitions are designed for specific organizational units requiring separate administrative spaces in which to work, for instance, based on the regions they support, or perhaps the OS. You'll see here that we have an iOS section, a Windows section, and an Android section. You'll also see the self-service portal option. This is another area in which you're able to customize the look and feel of the portal that your users are going to be logging into. What you see here are examples of app catalogs featuring MobileIron branding, iOS and Android. Let me also point out the connector option here, which is used for LDAP integration, and Sentry to access internal resources such as email or SharePoint. So as you can see, the MobileIron Cloud Admin Console is easy to use, includes robust reporting capabilities, and enables IT admins to maintain the visibility required to ensure security and optimal levels of performance for users. To experience firsthand how MobileIron Cloud can benefit your organization, we invite you to try our 30-day free trial at MobileIron.com today. Thanks for watching.